Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Swedish Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank, the Earthshaker STRV 102. This is a Centurion tank in the Swedish Premium side of things, and it's basically the Cent 7-1 but down tiered to Tier 8. So it's got the Centurion hull, it's got the Centurion 7-1 turret, or there's just the Centurion turret in general, and it's got the L7 gun. But it's the same gun that you get on the Dragon, and it's down tiered for Tier 8 naturally, because, well, having that L7 with the 268 pen would be kind of mental for a Tier 8. It does have it on the Charioteer, but the Charioteer is a tank destroyer, right? This is a medium tank. So, it has 236 penetration in its APCR with 210 Hesh. Now, the Hesh is the dream. The Hesh is the dream of the tank. If you manage to pen these Hesh shells, oh my goodness, it's so much fun to play. The Hesh is beautiful. It's just like the Dragon. But for me, this gun is a lot derpier than it is on the Dragon, because for some reason it just likes to miss shells, and it really shouldn't. And it's very annoying in that regard. But as we hit that for 80 damage, I mean, it's a defender lower plate, what we're going to say, with 210 Hesh. It can be damn fun. If you like Centurions, you will like this tank, because it hits for 390 or 480 or whatever the Hesh damage is. Its accuracy is decent when fully aimed. Like I say, it does like to derp the odd shell, but you can bounce a lot off your turret. You can get hull down. The one thing that is different compared to a lot of the Centurions is that it is a little bit sluggish off the mark, and a little bit sluggish to get up to its top speed, so you might want to help it out in that regard. But I like this tank. I've had a lot of fun playing this tank in the past. You can just have a great time, and I like the camo scheme for it as well. It is also one of the cold steel bundle tanks. So it's one of the tanks that actually has 75% bonus crew training, which makes this tank an absolute beast at crew training, same as the Demolisher T28 and the Eradicator Carnarvon, which I've got videos for on the channel for the Eradicator. I'm not sure about the Demolisher, I might do, I might not. But the Demolisher's got quite a few buffs, and it's actually a really solid tank these days. Puts out damage very, very quickly, it can bounce a decent amount. It's a pretty damn nice tank. Out of the three, I'd still say that this is probably my favourite. I think the Eradicator is probably the best, but I still say this is one of my favourites because it is that Centurion, and it is like, you know, it's got the slapping gun, it goes hull down and laughs at people. It can be a lot of fun to play. And it's got this Hesh, and the Hesh is filthy. So, in terms of a crew on the STRV 102, the Earthshaker, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Trap Mechanic, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, and Off-Road Driving. Off-Road Driving to help it out with the ground resistances, to try and get it to its top speed at a decent level. Because, like I say, it is sluggish to get going, so I want to help it as much as possible. All the gun perks to help this gun, because like I say, even though it's got 0.36 base, and you get vert stabs on it, it gets down really low. It still loves to miss shots, which is really annoying, and yeah, I really want to help that. And yeah, by running all the gun perks, essentially. In terms of equipment, I run rammer, vert stabs, and optics. Optics to get my view range up as high as possible, so I can spot out and get a lot of assistance and be pretty damn useful on maps like Prokhorovka and Malinovka and stuff like that, and you can get a lot of assistance on those maps, and you can use your turret armor to really good effect on them. Vert stabs, like I say, help the gun, because the gun for some reason just likes to miss shots, and rammer to make my DPM as good as possible, because that is one thing it does have, and that is a pretty slow reload at 9.8 seconds, but I mean, if you're using the Hesh, that's not that bad, but it can feel a little bit long, so you always want to run rammer to make DPM 10% better. That's always what you want to do. Oh, that Hesh shell. That's what this tank likes to do with Hesh. Sometimes that shot probably should have penned that lioness, but it just went LOL, hit the turret and didn't, you know. But in terms of the equipment, that's down to you, because I mean, like I say, the gun is fairly accurate if you run the gun perks and stuff like that. It just started to frustrate me how troll it could be, so I ran vert stabs to make it less troll. Really, if you wanted to, you could take the vert stabs off and put the ammo swapper on, number one, because you could swap between the APCR and the Hesh at will, which is pretty useful for tanks like this that have that ability to, you know, switch between APCR and Hesh, because you can load whichever round is most useful for the time. Or you could put the powertrain on it to help it with that engine power, because it is just sluggish and slow, it does struggle, so giving it that 5% extra engine power, every little helps, right? you know, it's totally down to you. So in this first game, we're on Vineyards, and we've managed to do 3.4k with a bit of assistance. We're just looking for a shot at the top of the icebreaker. We managed to slap the shot straight into that guy's cupola and shut him down. The poor old icebreaker. That is a tank that has a decent amount of armour, but if people know what they're doing, it just completely wrecked the tank. Poor guy. We do have Hesh in, and it's like, hello, Mr. Scorpion, please stop running away from me. Oh, come on, Mr. Scorpion. Why didn't you want to play with me? Oh, that was disappointment. I never understand that at times. What that guy did is something that I'll never understand what players do in this game. And I don't know if you've experienced this, where there's one tank, just one, there's just you, shooting at a tank, and you've managed to flank behind someone and get that, you know, start to put shots at them from behind. And instead of just starting to take the shots from you and turning around to face you, they decide to run out in front of 6 or 7 other tanks to get away from you and then die to those guys instead. And you're sitting there going, but why? I wanted the damage. Please, you should have fed me. You know. But hey, it is what it is. People do that. I think sometimes it's just a reflex to being shot. They're like, oh no! And then don't realise what they're doing and drive it in front of people. So we managed to get some shots into the VZ44-1, the Tier 7 Heavy, and he got shut down. We're looking for some shots now into the VK100-01P. We've loaded APCR because we're not really going to do much to him with the Hesh, and I want to be able to pen this guy's lower plate. And we're just looking for shots at it. We're trying to keep our distance, use the ridge lines for cover. The Pershing gets spotted up, though, and it's like, hello, Mr. Pershing, just let me slap you with the APCR. And that is one thing that is good, obviously. That's another thing that's good about the Earthshaker as well with the APCR. You've got pretty damn good standard shell velocity. We're just looking at this VK101P here, and it's like, that shot into that cupola with my 230-odd pen APCR is not going to happen. The cupola is about 250 effective on that tank, so you're not reliably going to go through it unless you have like 250, 260, 270 pen. And a lot of tanks will have that 260 pen if you load premium, but this tank doesn't have that privilege naturally because you gain the Hesh rounds. But we do manage to get a nice shot into the lower plate of that VK100-01P, and he gets shut down by the artillery, the great equalizer. And yeah, there's just one tank left. It's the artillery, and it's like, okay, where has this artillery gone? He could either be in the corner at K0, or he'll be in the corner at K1 and have run away. He could be still in the... Oh, no, we've cleared out the base, so it's like, where is this guy? I'm thinking possibly at K0, so we're just going to go and see. There's anywhere he could pop up, to be perfectly honest. And seeing it's... I did see it was a Lorraine there. But seeing as it's a Lorraine, it is a very fast artillery piece, so it can zoom about. One of our guys gets in the cap so that the game just doesn't go on for ages, but I think this guy's actually just cleaning out the back end of their cap so that we can try and see it. This is where usually they end up popping out the corner and running and gunning someone that's running up the K line. But the best bet, really, for us is to check K0, but the TNH 105-1000 ends up finding that Lorraine in K34 and shuts him down. And we did finish the game with the victory. 5 kills, 4.8k damage, 1800 assistance, a good amount of credits, ace tanker, the high caliber, 2.2k base, which is quite a high base XP game. Really nice game for the Earthshaker STRV 102. It's honestly a very, very nice tank. If you've played Centurions, you'll know exactly how this tank plays, and it plays it pretty damn well. It does struggle a little bit when you get to the tier 9 and 10 area with the penetration, because 236 is good for a standard pen, but they're not naturally having premium rounds that hit that 260 mark, 250, 260 mark. That's where you do start to struggle when you're facing tanks like, say, IS-7s, E-100s, Mousers. You know, tanks that have a fair whack of armour, and you really have to get around their sides and their rears to pen them, which is a pain, especially when this tank isn't the quickest in the universe. And it's also as big as a house and has absolutely zero camo, so it's really easily spotted as well. But when you do get those games like you've seen here again, where we're top tier again, which is nice, you can just lay in the Hesh and have some fun and have some pretty damn nice games. So we're on this second replay, and we're on Hidden Village, which can be a pain of a map to play at times because of just the way it is. And we are going to this little mid-ridge at E6 because we can use our hull down really good turret to try and our good view range as well, to spot out people that go along the BC line, and we can try and put some shots into these guys as we spot them. We managed to get a nice shot into the T-43 well, after we managed to pen him. We're just looking for a shot at this Thunderbolt, which we get in 448. Low roll, but there was a nice Hesh round to go straight into that guy. Looking for a shell into the UDES 14.5 now. 411. Come on, Hesh rounds. Where's my alpha? We've got 480 alpha here. Why are we not hitting it for it? Come on, people, please. We managed to get the shot in to shut down that UDES 14.5 though. I mean, we're never going to get the alpha damage there, but we did manage to get the nice shot in. And now we're pushing round. Now, this is where Hidden Village can be a pain, right? Because that position at G4 is a position where you should push all the time, especially in heavy tanks. I could have done it in the Earthshaker as well because it can get hulled down and use the ridge quite easily. But it just means that heavies go there and they have to push up to that G4 position, because if they stop where their heavies stopped here at H6, they can get encircled and die quite easily. Same as their team can if they stop at F3. But most of my tanks have joined me here. So it's like, okay, we've got to get in and try and get behind them and get some shots in. Then this WZ-121 GFT manages to pop up, gets a shot into us which damages our Armour, which is really unfortunate. Bad timing there. And we're just driving up trying to see if we can get some shots at these guys. The Slayer and this General are in a good position for us to get shots at. There we go, 494. Nice roll for the Alpha. Again, we're being careful of that 121 GFT, but he's being a bit more careful now because we do have team coming up. There's an Absolution there, which we're just trying to get a shot into, but we can't quite do it because our Tiger's just in the way. It's like, oh, can't quite get the shot into him. The WZ-121 GFT has come over, but he's been chased off by another heavy tank, and we're just wanting to put some shots into the back of these guys to put some pressure in. 189, how does that not pen the side of the Tiger 2? There's just the Hesh round problem sometimes where they just decide, you know what, I'm not penning that. Again, another Hesh round that doesn't pen the Slayer. It's got no armor. Come on, Hesh, please. Actually just pen these shots. We managed to get the shot into his superstructure there, damages Amarak, and pen him. It's like, please, gun, just hit. It's not hard, just please hit these shots. We get a shot into the side of the 112 there, which is arguably harder shell to pen than the one on the side of that Tiger 2. 499, you're seeing where the Hesh rolls are starting to fly in and do some absolutely serious damage. Honestly, these Hesh rounds do some mad damage when they get going. And now that Slayer's been shut down. We get a nice shot for 416 into the back of that Tiger 2. Realistically, I'm starting to push forward, though. I probably shouldn't. I should probably stay hull down where I was. But we do manage to slap a big shell into the lower plate of the Tiger 2 again. What I'm trying to do, because Randy's in the Panzerjäger, and he was with me at E3, and our other guys were in the same position. Basically, the tanks were looking at us. We're all in the same place. Again, we want to create that crossfire, and at this point, it's not looking very good, because they are 8-5 ahead. They're winning this game so far. Me and Randy looking at this going, this is we need to start like wiping people out. Unfortunately, the gun was derping a little bit there. We missed a few shots on that Absolution, but we do manage to shut him down. We get penned there by the VK100. Where did that shot go? Excuse me. Hello? Run that one. Someone needs to run that one back and watch it and tell me where that shot. Where did that shot go? That was just like the invisible shot. Okay, game. Whatever. We ended up missing that shot on the VK101P, which was really unfortunate. We're trying to go for the pen on the Tiger 2 on the top of his cupola, but it doesn't go in. And we're bleeding unnecessary hit points here as well. We are bleeding hit points really stupidly. We should be trying to side scrape these guys so we can try and bounce them on our side, but we are just giving them our upper plate. This T29 drives round. It's like, hello, sir, just let me drop a Hesh round into your upper plate. Unfortunately, it doesn't pen, and we hit him for 35. It's like, please, Hesh, please, work. Please. You know what? We're going to try and eliminate one of these guys. So we managed to shut down the T150 there. Luckily, the T29 bounces. This is where I was getting a little bit tilt because the gun was missing shots and because of just invisible shots like the one you saw on the other guy as well. And we ended up getting very lucky that we were still alive. We got a shot into the T29, which was still looking for another shot into him. Hopefully not going to die to this man. We're just side-scraping out. Hopefully he'll bounce. He ends up, again, this is why you side-scrape, make the angle a little bit better, because he manages to only track us there. Then we pull away from him because we got a nice shot into his upper plate, which puts him down to a one shot, but we're running away because it's like, okay, the defender or Randy has to shoot him to kill him because I can't take the hit. I can't risk it. He's obviously got a way better reload than I have. But now we've got the APCR and we're looking for another shot into this Oni. And it's like, hello, Mr. Oni, can I get a shot into you? You know what? We're going to try and be cheeky, get a shot into shut this Tiger 2 out because he was sideways on. But the shot ricochets off his turret and he shuts us down. But fortunately enough, the defender carried us through, and Randy finished with 4 kills, the ace tanker, the high caliber, the sniper medal, 2.3k base XP with the 6.1k damage. A really great game for the Earthshaker there. Just ended up getting a little bit tilt towards the end of it, which bled unnecessary hit points, and we probably could have done a lot more there if I hadn't done some stupid pokes. But that's what happens when you go tilt, when the gun lets you down a lot. Earthshaker 102, what a tank. As always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.